actually got my name right for the first time. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. The first official function in the Good Sport Social Rooms. I'd like to thank you to Ken for chasing that up. The council were pretty slow moving on that, and they had a council meeting, I think in February, and Ken sort of followed up just before, and it all got passed through. So Ken had the decal and everything up on the window like the following day. Well done, Ken. I'd like to acknowledge the live members who are here. Slugger over there. Ken. First up is 100k walk, Matty B. Docker over the back there. Turtle. And Rowdy at the bar. Alright, also like to thank... Yes, and me.
You mentioned flat after that.
I'd also like to thank all our sponsors who have really chipped in, especially over the last couple of years where we've been sort of hampered a bit by COVID. Cameron, huge thank you to them, massive help. Megatrim, Kev always chips in. Evergreen Turf, who have been with us the last couple of years. Sporting Globe Knox, who put that on for us tonight. Pancake Parlour Knox. Squirter, who's been chipping in the last couple of years. GKHAV, thank you, Grant. Flag World, and then the final two, hopefully they've paid Sonny, the Palms and Yonder.
No, I had it.
Chase them up, kid.
They're still waiting for turtle order.
They're both brown people, Ken. Chase them up.
And you were doing that.
Just in the off season, you can still support the club by going to the Sporting Globe and use their app. And gee, I mean that's how we've got I think $300 out of them last year. There's Pancake Parlour again. It's the same sort of setup with the app and everything. And the other one is that iSponsor thing that I banged on earlier in the year about, and we didn't really see anything of it, and then they ended up following us up, and we actually got our money. So
$4.
no, it's but if you do your online shopping through the app, you
That was
actually
because Turtle bought something.
yeah, Uber Eats. After a hangover, I think it was. Anyway, I'm not sure if we really need to do a full season recap. Unfortunately, it was like the first year for me as president not to have a senior team in the finals, but it was pretty disappointing. But on the positive, the playing numbers were good, which has been fantastic, especially the last couple of years. I know blokes want to get out there and do something because they've been locked up, but there are plenty of other things to do other than cricket. So it's been great that we've had good playing numbers, and hopefully we can get that fourth senior 11 back up and running next year, which would be fantastic. Our two finals teams that we had were actually our inaugural under-18s, which I know Reece was instrumental in getting up and running, which was great. And our under-16s who are over here, and our under-16s actually went on to have a home grand final here at the club, and there is their premiership flag is there, so we're over there. Yeah, we're going to move on to some awards here now. It's a bit of a change in the running sheet this year. We're going to do the team awards first up. So I'll call up Slugger to present the third 11 awards, unless he wants Rowdy to come and do it to offer some assistance.
Go with it,
Hold it.
I'll do just a quick overview, and then Rowdy can talk about the trophy winners there. Put you on the spot. We had a good year, disappointing year in the end, I suppose, given that we didn't make finals, but we reviewed the season and there was like 6 games where we got within 20 runs, 2 wickets, others were closer, so we were so close but yet so far. So got a lot to work with. We had a lot of the young guys come through, the under-16s played with us on their way to the seconds. and that was great. And the guys that had played in the grand final side the year before, most of them came back this year, which was also excellent. This year, particularly in the second half of the year, I decided that it was time for the bloke to my right to sort of get involved more in the leadership capacity, because he's been a stalwart of the side the last few years, and I know he has aspirations to sort of be a captain, and I thought it was a good opportunity to get him involved. Plus I had to miss a couple of games because I had horses running. So Rowdy looked after the side, I think, a game before Christmas when I was there for a non-horse related matter. And then for the last 4 weeks of the year, I said, Rowdy, would you like to take over and captain the side, which he did, and he did really well. And I played in 2 of those games with him, so I was able to observe sort of how he's sort of furnishing into a good leader. And so I'm really happy about that. Really happy about the way the guys committed to the cause this year, and we did really well. Congrats to the under-16s, because we had a couple of those guys come and play with us this year, and then, as I said, a couple went up and then played second. So winning the flag, guys, well done. And to everybody that wins awards tonight, congratulations. So I'm now going to pass to Rand. He's going to talk about the trophy winners.
Okay.
So there's the first one.
Right, so our batting goes to a guy who he had an interrupted year last year. Didn't play much, unfortunately, because of injury. And he had an interrupted start to this year as well. I think it was the first guy at the club to test positive for COVID. But he made up for it when he came back, made it 50 in his first game back, and then he always got us off to a really good start at the top of the order. So thoroughly deserved winner is Stalsy.
Hey.
216 runs at 36. So the bowling, no surprise who the winner is. He's been, I guess, the stalwart of our bowling attack the last 4 or 5 years. He actually probably didn't have the best start to the season before Christmas, but after Christmas he made up for it. I think there was a couple of fourthers in a row, and he went pretty close to winning the association bowling average, but I think actually I cost him because I had my stumps splattered all over the place in the last round. So well done to Nathan Bungy, 21 wickets. And the last award, Slugger and I decided to award an all-rounder award, and this guy, he's been at the club for a while, but he's sort of been here and there with his availability. But this year, I think he played pretty much every game, and he stepped up every game. I think either with ball or bat. A lot of not outs there at the end. Holding our innings together, and then bowling. He bowled 7 overs and would usually take 2 or 3 wickets, but not many. So well done to Vinny Baratul. Okay, I think that's us for the third 11. Thank you.
I'm just going to say something I should have said earlier. I'm not going to dwell on it because there is a special presentation later. But we had a couple of magnificent milestones in their side this year, with one playing his 300 and Turtle playing his 350th. But I think we're going to be covering that later. But I just wanted to acknowledge it.
Now, can I call Brand up to present the second level awards? Unless he wants someone to sub in for him, like Craig, Sonny, Nick.
He disappeared.
It was a good year in the twos, a bit better than last year. But the way it started off for me, it wasn't a great start personally. I got put on the foot
and nearly broke my toe. So
Nearly being a big word.
I need to acknowledge my guys who helped me through the first 6 rounds, and Sonny, Michael Armstrong and Braggsy. We're normally pretty tight-knit in the way we talk about tactics and stuff throughout the year, but it actually ended up, I think we all captained a game. Michael Armstrong is not here, captain 3, Sonny captain 1, I think Bragg 4 in the end.
We beat Belmont South as well, by the
Braggsy
way.
captain 1, so...
You're going to
You
get
beat
Sonny, right?
Yeah.
Beat
So-
Belmont and Belmont South, both.
Indeed, I think I didn't win a game at all as captain this year. And I didn't win a game for about a year until we had to win the ones. So I ended up playing a few games up in the ones. And but back towards the batting awards. So this bloke, he's a bit of a journeyman at the club. This year he debuted in the ones and got his first game. Didn't work out too well for him up in the ones, but just the fact that he put himself up there to get in there is a great effort for anyone who's been at the club and knows who he is. But in terms of what he's done the last couple of years, I asked him to be my wicketkeeper when I first took over the twos captaincy because we didn't have ones. And he stepped into that, took the gloves and got better as the year went on. And then the second year, he hurt his wrist and couldn't wicket keep, so I asked him to bowl, and he ended up being quite a pivotal bowler in the year. But the batting award this year goes to a bloke who has now mastered almost all the arts in the twos. Saj Prasad, he's taken out this year's batting award in the twos.
On your Sajid. Hoping the batting Sajid.
All right. And now the bowling award.
One better next year, so.
The bowling in the twos this year was, we struggled to take wickets early, given the nature of the one-day comps. It's the batting can be a bit stronger than the bowling overall. And one of the great highlights this year of the games I did get to captain, and I mean I still got to pick the side every week, so I had a fair grasp of what was going on. We're seeing all the junior kids come through, kids like Dan, Varun, Rindra, Darren, Saket, Pratik. And I mean to have, I think in the end about 7 to 8 under 16s players playing the twos, and out of that maybe 3 or 4 of them playing the ones. It was something special. But this kid, when he did come on the bowl, his first game, he just looked like he deserved to be playing senior cricket at the age he was. He ended up taking 11 wickets at 15.27. The bowling average of the twos this year is Pratik Nalluri. Alright, I bought this award back last year. Last year Insa won it, and it's an award that goes to, it's like a captain's award, kind of like the old footies coaches award. This kid, when he come in, he come up with big raps from the threes, and maybe not the first game he played, but then it wasn't soon after he started opening the bowling with twos. And there was a lot of like mid-20s, early 20s batsmen who were going quite well for Vermont South and a few other teams. And they could just not get him away. I think there was one game with Vermont South, he might have bowled, I'm not sure Hammer could, he didn't play that game, which is lucky for him. He might have given him a wicket. But it was Varun. Varun gets the captain's award this year. But he played, so the field was very for that luck. It was normally take 1 to 7, 1 to 8, off 6 or 7 overs straight. And there's a big future here. He ended up playing, he took a wicket in the series, a couple of wickets, but he's had quite a good year, as you can tell, with the juniors. And he captained the under 16s in their flag. So it's good to see all the youth coming through. Apart from the under 16s, we've got the Anderson brothers. Saj is pretty young still, mid-20s, but I think the club, he's getting 28, he might be over the hill actually. But it's good. Well, taking the twos captaincy a few years ago, I wanted to see some kids coming through, and we're definitely starting to reap the rewards of the work of like Hilsey and Kiraba, who do a lot of work with the juniors, and it can be very hard hit and miss. Sometimes they go back to school, sometimes they just they don't come back. But I think the introduction of the under 18s this year could be a good stepping stone to keep more of them at the club. So hopefully they all stay here and after the time eventually. So thank you.
Now I'll just call the room up to present the first guest.
So yeah, we had a slightly disappointing year. A couple more wins than last year, but you know, tough this year. We had 7 debutants, which is something that's quite good for the club. A few of these guys played with us. Few new faces, Anil, Sunny, Ahmed, which was good. I think the difference for us was that our best cricket would beat anyone, but our worst cricket would also lose to some really bad teams. So I think our thing is consistency. Talking about consistency, batting award this year goes to Mr. Consistent. The guy just makes runs for fun. Pretty hard to get out unless he gets himself out. But yeah, I mean, it's very easy to watch him bat because he'll just bat all day. So the batting award this year goes to Apura Saab. And the bowling award goes to my brother, but he's not here to take it, so I'll take it home for him. He took 12 wickets at 20.58. We had a lot of bowlers this year, which is part of the reason why. I mean, we didn't get many wickets, but we also had a lot of guys bowling, so no one really got to bowl their quota of overs. So I think we've got an exciting group for next year. All of us have played together now for a little bit. After Gally left, it was tough to sort of find that sort of structure to build ourselves around when it comes to bowling. So I think as we get, work together, start playing together a bit more, it'll only get better. So, yeah.
Nice work.
Thanks, Arun. Now we're going to move on to a couple of new awards this season. They're announced in December at the Brookwater Memorial Round. The first award is the Brookwater Batting Award. So I remember Ken and Renee want to come up and present the award. Ken, you might have to find it on the table there.
Yeah, I know.
No, I can see what it's saying. Just as I mentioned on the when we announced the award, it's for the best overall batting average of the club in our Saturday cricket, using the same qualifications as what we do for the batting average. The winner this year was from the first 11 and played a lot of cricket with Brooke. The winner was Apura.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Obviously, the reason for this award is incredibly sad, but I am amazingly humbled to win this award. I first met Brooke when I came to this club. Was 17 years old, 16 years old, and Brooke was the best player at the club by a mile. I debuted in the ones shortly after that, and Brooke was the captain of the ones, and he kind of just took me under his wing. Best part of I just started probably as more of a bowler, and Brooke was the captain, and there was a gap in the top order, and he just said, "Look, you've got a great technique. You should really work on your batting." And I did that, and I watched Brooke for a good decade, and he was my batting mentor, and loved chatting to him as a person, about cricket, about batting, about everything. And I kind of just kept that relationship. And when I was captain of the ones, he was a guy that didn't have an official role at the club at that time, in the ones team. But I always remember every Monday morning, I'd send him an email. We'd talk about the team, how what selection was like, and I literally would talk to him every week about cricket and life in general. So
yeah, my game is kind of indirectly shaped on how Brooke used to play. I've spent a lot of time watching him at the other end. We had some amazing partnerships. I remember there was a game where I went up early and he was probably kind of getting into his early 30s and he did a hammy and I came out and ran for him and he made 100. But yeah, kind of, if anyone that knows how Brooke played, he had an amazing back foot game, incredible pull shot. Yeah, watched him hit a lot of boundaries and I've subsequently kind of molded my game around that as well. So I know he's going to be supporting the ones up there wherever he is and wants to see us all do well. But yeah, this is a fantastic initiative along with the renaming of the club rooms, and I think his legacy is going to live on forever at this club and in the broader comp as well with his mates, you know, from Vermont South and others. So thank you to the club for putting this on, and yeah, I hope it makes you and your family feel good as well, Renee.
The next award is the Matty Brigginshaw Bowling Award, which is the bowling equivalent of the Brooke Quarterback Award, because we weren't going to name a bowling award after Brooke. So yeah, I'll call up Matty to present the award. The winner of the award is me. I will say a few words. I'm glad the shield is protecting for me because I don't think I want Matty hanging up my house. But it's fantastic that we named this award after Matty. Played a lot of cricket with Matty. Obviously, a fantastic bowler. I'm probably faster than him now. I'll turn the tape.
Right now you are.
No, I haven't ever spun a ball. But obviously, you know, honoured to win the award. You know, Matty was my ones captain. We won the premiership in 03-04, which, you know, I might have been lucky to get selected, but anyway. Yeah, good examples. But, you know, there's obviously this Docker and there's Matty that have taken 400 wickets, trying to get Slugger there. We haven't got him there yet. But they're obviously, you know, the benchmark of the club for bowlers, and you know, the last few years I've managed to snag a few, which has been pretty good, and you know, it's just, you know, fantastic to win. So thanks, Matty. Well spoken, Matty.
Thanks for coming, mate.
As you know, last season at the Hawks, we had the 40th anniversary dinner at Mulgrave Country Club, and we opened the Glenwally Hawks Hall of Fame, which you can see the fantastic honour board down our actual hallway here. We had 40 inductees to symbolise the 40 years of the club. And the Hall of Fame committee recently met, put forward a recommendation for induction tonight. The person inducted tonight was like a first ballot Hall of Famer, without a doubt. 300 game player, life member, premiership player, he's a captain, scored over 7,500 runs. He's first 11 player number 97. Brooke Calder.
Yeah, just listening to all the stats, like it's club and everything to Brooke, and yeah, it's just very tragic what's happened, but I know that he made a big impact on a lot of you here, so it's great that you can all honour him, and he'll be so proud that some of you are winning for him. So he's always there supporting him on field. So whenever you feel like things are going wrong, just think of him and he's cheering you on. So thank you.
To close out this section, just flipping around it again this year, just going to recognise some of the off-field contributions during the season. To the committee and the captains again, thanks for everything. Really appreciate all the assistance. To Kirriba, Cam, Hilsey, and Youngie to a lesser extent, who helped with the juniors. Thanks once again. I mean, it's a testament. We've got guys here. Testament last night as well. It's fantastic. Thanks so much for all your help there with the juniors. It's been great. Cheryl and Grant for the one live podcast that you did for the year. That was a good one too.
And getting frog box.
Bragsy for being treasurer again. A great job behind the scenes.
On your Bragsy. Signing up again. Signing up.
Our club patron who deals with the council on almost a daily basis. Ken, thanks for all your work. And finally, I want to thank Rowdy again behind the scenes. A lot of stuff that you don't see to get this club moving. So well done, Rowdy. Thank you. Now just onto the best club award. It's always a tough decision. This year's winner has been assisting the club off the field, behind the scenes for more than a decade. It's been running the Woolworths Class program the last 3 seasons. Her commitment to the program was evident last season, ran the program 8 months pregnant, which was fantastic. I mean, I've seen firsthand how it's run this year with 2 kids in the program. I've been there. She had the kids on the G again this year. It was only for the BBL finals though, because England weren't good enough to take it for 4 days and get
She had
the
the
kids
kids
out
on the 8 month pregnant thing, or she had the kids on the G, no?
No. She raised the most money for the Alana Madeline Foundation with the Rachel Bats program through the Woolworths Blast program this year as well. She's got the Woolworths Blast program this year as the face of 2022-23 of Woolworths Blast. The best club person is coming.
I think I got this, well, I've been obviously involved with the club by default for the last, we're up to 13, 12 years? 11, okay. Maybe feels a little bit more. And I guess even the Woolworths Blast position probably by default, given my role at Cricket Australia. But definitely seeing how we've grown over the past 3 seasons, and we've had some really good parents involved this past season, which is really exciting moving forward. We had a whole bunch of new kids come this season, other than our kids. Well, Evie was new, Kaya might be retiring, so we've got to work on that. But yeah, it's really exciting to see how much they want to be involved in the club. They want to do social events and all those sorts of things, which is really nice to see. So knowing what I have strategically planned for Cricket Australia next year, we've got to grow this program quite a bit, and we're looking forward to doing some really good things. So we've already had a few kids move up through the program into junior cricket, so we want to hope that that continues. We were hoping Kaya was going to make a debut next season. After her 3 seasons, she's a really good bowler, really good footwork as well in her batting. So, but just got to make sure that she'd like to play with the boys, I guess. Well, let's get the girls' team up, Hawks. But yeah, thank you for this award. Yeah, very privileged.
Alright, we'll have a quick break and we'll move on to some of the more fun awards. We're going to move on to some more fun awards. The first one's a duck award. This is the award that keeps my cricket in business, I reckon. because everyone's checking it. I'll tell you what, I was a bit nervous that last round because I was sitting on 2 because someone gave me a run out. The benchmark for this seems to be 3. I reckon it's 3 every year. And this year there was only one person that had 3. And aside from the 3 ducks, they actually had a really good year with that. And, I mean, I think just missed out on the first level batting average. The winner of the Duck Award, Hilsey. The next award has been my most controversial as president. It's the worst dressed cricketer. There weren't too many outstanding ones this year. The third 11 was again represented pretty well. Second, I reckon, in the award would have been Vinay, who I reckon played. Also, we wore black armbands the first round for Brooke, but also for Peter White, who was a life member of the association. And Vinay had a black armband from round 1 to about round 8. I don't know if it's but this year's winner, it's been thereabouts for a long time. And it's sort of been the elephant in the room. We haven't really addressed it. And funnily enough, the whites are the same colour as an elephant. The winner, Jimmy! Is the most Tommy. There was some big hits this year. I remember coming down here for when the ones were playing Blackie South and Pravin. The biggest six I've ever seen land over there. Turns, Gordo and Tommy in the threes hit some big ones. Tommy onto the roof there. Mount View, Turtle in on the first ball of his 350 game, pretty big hit. But the winner, and he had a more consistent season this year in clearing the boundary. I don't reckon he cleared it too often last year. The winner, Slugger.
They're not going to.
The next award is Club Alcoholic, and it didn't really apply to the regulars this year. We didn't really have anyone like stand out, and we didn't have a semi-final, which is where Turtle usually wins it. So the recipient was a consistent consumer of Jim Beam post-game. So much so that I copped a spray one day when Ken usually sent me a stock take, if anyone knows down here, sent me a stock take during the week of what's in the fridge and what we need to get. And because there was none of the product in the fridge, I think Ken missed it and I missed it, so we never actually bought any. Then there was a T20 game that Turtle told me about where he was getting badges over the bar post-game on a Tuesday night where most blokes just want to go home. But and in the last round, his player sponsor paid off, and he got a drink card and he upgraded it real fast with some negotiations. The winner, Andy Rockjam.
Drink the can.
Not yet. We're on to the Zach Award, where there was a few nominations during the year. Yes. The third 11 made an attempt to become a two-time winner at the start of the game with an under 12 ball. No official name was thrown out there, so we couldn't really nominate anyone, so I just had 311. The next two nominations were for a previous winner, Grant, who brought his dog down here for the first time and was running rampant in the rooms, and she decided to defecate on the floor, which, well, like, I had a bit of a laugh, well, Ken's going to go nuts. Ken was laughing as well, so here, there, brings the kid down and throws the ball in here. Ken laughed at that. But Grant proceeded like a good dog owner to pick it up, and then went to put it in the bin over near the kitchen. The second one was part of the season-long Frog Box saga, so when we finally decided to buy it, the thing cost $500 more than what Grant told us. So I was just but the winner, and it was never going to be told. It happened in I think August or September. The guy decided to do the right thing and register early and pay his money. And after he paid his money, he sent me a message and said, "Look, I've registered with Love. I haven't seen anything come through." He registered for the Glenwavy Cricket Club and as a life member. The winner, Turtle.
I'm not going to make a speech about that. Okay, the next award is the Golden Can Man.
Hey, they're drinking your cans, dude.
Security. The next award is the Golden Can Man. Well, whilst most of the awards in this section are quite funny, this one is a bit of a serious one. It is for a performance that isn't recognised by a trophy normally. So an outstanding performance, so many people vouch for making runs in finals, can't think of partnerships, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, this year's Golden Can Man goes to Mr. President Nathan Bungie for taking his 350th wicket in his 300th game. Outstanding performance.
You may as well stay up here. No, you do it. Stay up here. Yes. Well, I've got to present you with something. It's a photo. Well, kind of a photo. So, the last round of the season against Ely Park. Ely Park, according to Noel Blacker. Turtle played his 350th game. Fantastic effort. He had a few people come down and watch. Mates, he had his mum and dad, he had his nephew who dropped a catch in the crowd, so that was a highlight, just like his father. Anyway, so for the 350 games we get a caricature done, and here it is, Turtle's 350.
How has he played 350 games without a heart attack? Like, look at him.
So, the next major milestone was me in round 9. That's my hat there, that's got to go up on the wall. The next one was Mitch in round 6, played his 100th game, so well on Mitch, got here. In round 11, we had Reece Anderson play his 100th game. I'd also like to acknowledge Noel Blacker playing his 50th game of the season, although he's told me that he's worked out he's played over 1,000 career games of cricket, so including some in the districts. He's 77, he should have. During the year, there were no centuries, which is not surprising because it's all one days. But the 100 club went dry again. But we did have one fifer, and that was Pratik with his five. And in T20, we also had a hat trick, which was Anil who took in round 2. So this concludes this section of the awards. We'll come back with the Dockerdale Greg McCormick presentation and the club champion. Thank you.
On behalf of Docker and I, we're very proud to be the owners of this award and to give it out to guys like Saj who thoroughly deserve it. Had a great season, and he's come a long way.
Has anyone seen the clicker?
He turned lost his clicker. And Saj has been a great club person for a long time, and I think I said he was 35, but he's only about 28, so he's got a long way ahead. A long way ahead. You want to say anything, Doc?
No. No, I did meet this guy at the Arms that night, and we congratulated him, he's had a pretty good performance. And while I'm here, I'd like to say well done to the under 16s, because I've been here for a long while, and I've more or less followed the juniors as they went through, especially with Brooke and Turtle and all those all those guys are turning old now. But I mean, every week I got on the mic and just watched the scores with interest, and it was great to see the under 18s just get beat, and then the under 16s knock them off. So that's the main thing. We've got a lot of good junior cricketers here, which are got the forward everywhere. So all the best in the future, and see you next year.
Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. It's a great honour to get this award. Thanks everyone in the twos, it's a great season. Hopefully we'll go on to next season. Yeah, it was a great season. Thanks.
Okay, dude, have you got the clicker?
Yes, we got the clicker.
The medal count, we also counted half of the club champion award votes on that night for the first 11. So we will continue that count now and present the award after the count. So dude, do you want to start clicking?
Look at that photo, man.
Yeah, so then it's gone.
Many you can do that.
2,000 baht.
Yes, we can. That was 2001. Into 2001.
What do you want to
You keep clicking.
Yeah, you click it.
Oh, this is a recap, is it? So here.
I'm only doing what I work for.
That's the current, yes, the recap. Yeah. So junior there with 12 votes in the lead. First 11, round 8. Glover Hawks defeated by Kunang. Kiraba 25, Mitch Cone 21 and 2 for 41. And Sunny with 20 and 1 for 21. The votes: 3 to Mitch, 2 to Kiraba, 1 to Sunny, 3 to Mitch, 2 to Kiraba, 1 to Mahir. Round 9. The ones defeated Templestowe, 162 to 156. Hilsey, 61 not out, and 236. Cam, 19 not out. 19 not out.
Career high.
Forbidden, 225.
That's winning.
Mahir, 225, and Reese, 227. The votes: 3 to Hilsey, 2 to Cam. Damn! 1 to Mahir.
19,
3
98.
to Hilsey, 2 to Cam, 1 to
Sonny,
Aurora.
when you win the game for the team, you get to.
Clap for 11.
Are these photos allowed anymore?
Please tell me that the one with the goal was coming up.
After round 9, we're in slow motion with the Ooh.
Where's the sound effect, Ken?
Hello.
Where's the round of applause sound effect? Round 10. Nurse Celia defeated Wycliffe. Junior 80 not out. Kiraba 36. Arun 2 to 46. And Pratik 1 to 7. Votes. Junior 3. Kiraba 2. 1 to Pratik. 3 to Junior 2. Kiraba 1 to Arun. Round 11. The Early Hawks were defeated by Blackie South in a convincing manner. Arun 51, Grant 19. I expect 2 votes of that 19. Hilsey 17, Mitch Cohen 16, and Mahir took the 1 wicket.
Mahir gets 2. Of course he does.
So I'm going to explain the ball.
Click. 3 to Arun, 2 to Mahir, 1 to Mitch. 3 to Arun, 2 to Grant, 1 to Mahir. Round 12.
I'm
The
building.
Hawks defeated by Vermont here at home. Hilsey 28, 2 for 22. Grant 23. Reese 2 for 36 and Mitch 2 for 45. The votes: Hilsey 3, 2 to Pravin, 1 to Reese. 3 to Hilsey, 2 to Reese, 1 to Pravin.
Progressive again.
I'm going fast. Cop that.
Runzi 16, Hilsey 18. Junior 18. Very close. Round 13. The Hawks defeated Kirrimuir at Kirrimuir. Hilsey 98 not out. Junior 37. Grant 32. Mahir 3 for 36. Pravin 2 for 20. Votes: Hilsey 3, 2 to Mahir, 1 to Grant. 3 to Hilsey, 2 to Mahir, 1 to Pravin.
That game's not Kirrimuir
Round 14, which would be the last round. Glenelg Hawks 95 were defeated by Nixon 3 to 3, 1 2. Kirrimuir 27, Emil 17 and 151, Darren 12.
Big D. Big D.
And the votes: 3 to Kirrimuir, 2 to Pravin, 1 to Darren. 3 to Kirrimuir, 2 to Darren, 1 to Pravin. Get that drum roll straight back in. Great.
More votes here than we did for the one. That's good.
Sorry, Harry. Get it there. Oh, hang on. Don't press the button yet. Down to the final 2. Oh, Judy with 18. And the winner, club champion, the Lovely Hawks. The coach, Hilsey.
It's great to win the award. I think I stole it last year, and I think I might have stolen it again this year. So I think it's fantastic, and I am really humbled to win. But it's disappointing that we probably didn't have the team performance that we wanted. Like Arun said, our best was really good. Similar to myself winning this award, and also our worst was pretty bad. And I also won the Duck Award. So maybe it's
maybe it's my fault that we performed that way. Thank you so much, Jim.
Well done.
That's the last thing I want to get. So every year, we always get, the first 11 always get something for Ken. It's normally some cricket socks or like a bottle of red or something that he's never really going to use. But we understand that Ken does so much for us in the ones. He's not just the patron of the club, he also scores for us. He also will let us know that we've left a few balls out there. He'll let us know that you haven't locked the fridge properly. Even today, he just said the reason why you got the duck award is because you haven't tied your shoelaces. So, Ken, like, he'll let us know all these things, but he does it out of love, not just for us, but for this cricket club, for everyone here. He does so much, and we're so appreciative for what he does. And we didn't want to just get him a present that we normally just get him. We thought we'll go a little bit out of our way, and he's been instrumental in getting this name, the Brook Calder Social Rooms, and we thought we would go one further and just also add a jersey of Calder 97 wearing his number. Thank you so much for everything. We appreciate everything you do. It's just something small, but we'll hope that if you walk past it in the hallway or whatever, you can remind you of it.
It's a pleasure. I enjoy what I do for this club. Although sometimes I wonder about how much I do. But it's a pleasure, and I enjoy the scoring. I enjoy the stats, and I enjoy the company that we get. These guys think I'm young sometimes, and that's probably dead right. But I just got to say to the all players, thank you. It's much appreciated.
On your Ken.
Thanks, Ken. We just need Fletcher and Henley down here a bit more, because we notice whenever they're down here, you're less grumpy. Anyway,
Happy Granddad.
that's it for tonight. So thanks everyone for coming, and yes, go well.